ever had skates on before?
Sure, I have lots of times. Oh, when I was a kid. Look, I'm not worried. They say you remember it all when you get on your feet.
You get out on that floor, you're liable to break your neck.
Good. Good. It's nothing I would like better than to have a little accident right now.
No offense, honey, but you're a little weird.
Well, I don't care. I don't care what happens to me. Maybe if I get hurt, I'll get rid of my problem, too.
What problem?
I'm gonna have a baby, and I don't want it.
A baby?
Yeah, that's right. Matt Sharkey's baby.
Sharkey? So that's why you wanted to find him. Oh, listen, come on. It's gonna be okay. Hey, these things happen. How far along are you?
Far enough. Look, I'm not gonna do anything about it right now, if that's what you're thinking. I'm not gonna do it by myself. I can't.
Okay, okay. Listen, just take some advice. Forget about finding the stinker. He's just gonna say you're lying.
I am telling the truth. I wouldn't lie about something like this.
You don't have to convince me.
He even said, he said that we'd always be together. And then one day he's just gone. I don't even know where he went.
That sounds like Matt.
Sweetheart that he is.
He told me he was seeing no one but me, and all along. I'm sorry, what's your name again, honey?
It's Emily. Her name's Emily.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Tide. Women who count on cleaning put their trust in Tide. And by Dawn. Dawn takes grease out of your way. And now Dawn has a new fresh scent.
Flowers smell fresh.
They're plastic. The fresh scent's my new dishwashing liquid.
But why not Dawn?
This smells better. Clean and fresh.
A fresh scent's great, but you'll need Dawn to clean this mug, especially after that greasy pan.
No problem.
We'll see. Hey, water doesn't feel greasy. Or my hands. Hey, mug looks great. Okay, what is it?
New fresh scent, Dawn.
Watch. Half a cup of grease added to dishwater. Dawn breaks up grease, surrounds it, takes grease out of your way, helps keep it from settling back.
Flowers smell fresh.
It's new fresh scent Dawn.
Dawn takes grease out of your way.
And now, it smells better than ever.
Could you write a television commercial?
I don't think so, no. I don't know.
How about for a product you believe in? How about your time?
I can speak the truth. I asked my friend Lynn to be in my commercial. Our kids like to fish together, and they dig their own worms. I want to show how Tide cleans ground-in muddy dirt better than Lynn's liquid. Ugh, look how they're wiping their hands on their shirts. The mud really gets rubbed in. Look how the mud got through, right through the fabric. So I'll know this is Dara's shirt, I'll turn it inside out and wash in Tide. We'll wash Mindy's shirt in your liquid. There's still some mud on Mindy's shirt. But Dara's Tide shirt is cleaner, inside and out. I really believe in Tide. She convinced me.
Women trust Tide. It's the best detergent on American soil.
I'm telling you, for your own good. It's not going to do you any good to try to find the guy. He's just going to slam the gate in your face.
What gate?
The gate of the hospital he's working at. The minute you show up and say baby,
He has no idea about the baby. That's why I've got to find him. I found out I was pregnant after he left.
Emily, take my word for it. If he had known you were pregnant, he would have left even faster. That's the kind of guy he is.
God, sometimes he could be So good.
Yeah, for about 5 minutes. Listen, you don't think I know the guy? He pushed me around for a long time, and I took everything he had to dish out, till I finally got smart.
Have you heard from him?
I did better than that, or worse. I saw him.
Saw him where?
Oh, at the good old Silver Spoon. He used to hang out there when he worked at the Monticello General. He and Sam, the owner, are old buddies. You know, by the time he left, he owed Sam over $100. Sam just wrote it off. That's what you've got to do, honey. Just write him off.
I can't do that. Not until he knows what's happened.
Well, listen, maybe if I... Oh, that's no good. He's gonna laugh in my face, too.
Why can't I tell him?
Look, it's a waste of time. Don't you understand?
Yeah, I understand. You won't help me. Well, thanks a lot. Nobody'll help me. I'm on my own.
Let me think about it, okay?
Dr. Bryson, Beth, and me are the only ones around here who knows what's going on. Now, Wally, he's my best buddy. He doesn't even know who Kincaid is. Now that his old Featherstone.
Featherstone? Who's that?
He's a doctor here, too, a general surgeon. Bryson keeps him around to help with the operations. I'll see him. He's an old guy, lush, half blind, deaf as a doorknob.
He's a surgeon?
No, a general surgeon. Yeah, but the action really starts happening tomorrow morning.
Action? You mean my, walk up and down the corridor?
Yeah, sure.
No, you don't. Something else is going to happen tomorrow morning, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they scheduled a little operation for tomorrow.
On who?
Kincaid.
So, when Mr. Gideon, has his face fixed, he's going to leave the country. Isn't that the plan?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, as soon as his face is healed. I gotta hand it to the guy, though, you know? The way he made off with all those millions from the bank, you know, it looks like he's gonna get away with it, too. The cops think he drowned out there in Frisco.
They think what?
He drowned. Didn't you hear? He piled up all his clothes at the edge of the water, then hopped the first flight back to Monticello. He's kind of worried, though, that he didn't fool the cops, so he wants to get out of here pretty fast.
So after his operation and after he leaves the country, will I be able to leave too?
Yeah. Sure, Mrs. Carr. Sure thing. I kind of like having you around.
Well, there you are, Mr. Gideon. Tried to preserve the personality of your features. I made sure you'd be completely unrecognizable.
Strange to think of it. Waking up, looking like a stranger.
Well, you won't look like that when you wake up, Mr. Gideon. It will take weeks for the scars to heal.
I can't guarantee that that's an accurate rendering of your features. There are always little uncertainties, you know.
I don't want to look like a monster, for God's sake.
No, I assure you, Mr. Gideon, you'll be very well pleased with the result. It will be an interesting, attractive face. One that won't offend the sensibilities of those beautiful women in Rio, if that's where you're going.
Never mind where I'm going.
Well, wherever it is, no one will know who you are, Mr. Gideon. My husband does marvelous work. Worth every penny.
You're worried about the fee, aren't you?
No, not at all worried, Mr. Gideon. After all, your payment will ensure your future security as well.
Since we will know very well what the new Mr. Gideon looks like.
Yes, I realize that. But you'd hardly want to give yourself away as an accomplice, Dr. Bryson. And while we're on the subject of the fee, what about the woman?
I told you, that is our problem.
She could be mine.
She is neither yours nor ours, Mr. Gideon. We will find some kind of solution. We must find a solution.
I have a headache, and the headache where it's hurting is right here on the top of my head and between my eyes in particular. I'd like some aspirin.
Aspirin?
Well, I always take aspirin.
Interesting, Phyllis, because the #1 selling brand of pain reliever doesn't contain aspirin.
I'd like to know what it is.
It's Tylenol.
I am surprised. I've never used Tylenol.
Today, we'd like you to try extra-strength Tylenol. You know you can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription?
I'd like to know, does it work?
Look at the difference in the amount of medicine in the leading pain relievers.
I can see that extra-strength Tylenol has more medication. I want to try it. It's gone. My headache is gone. I really feel good. Want me to tie my shoe? A cartwheel maybe, you know? I just feel really good. I'm going to be buying extra-strength Tylenol from now on because it works.
Try extra-strength Tylenol, tablets, capsules, and adult liquid. Aspirin-free, and you can't buy a more potent pain reliever without a prescription.
I'm ready to enjoy my day now.
Look, Gavin, I meant what I said. Don't go barging in and accusing this guy. Not until you're sure of your facts.
How can I be sure? He didn't tell me. I told you, one of his girlfriends did.
What's he doing with girlfriends if he's so crazy about Martine?
He doesn't have any real feeling for her. She's just a plaything. And I warned Martine about that when he first came to New York and made her that offer.
How did this happen, Gavin? What did he do? Go backstage one night at the nightclub and offer her a job in his dance company?
No, not exactly. Actually, it wasn't the first time he'd met Martine.
Huh. Where'd they meet before?
In Europe someplace. Martine was dancing for some kind of private party, and that's where Sky first noticed her.
Oh, I see.
He must have been very taken by her, because the next time he saw her in New York, he made her that offer to make her the star dancer.
I bet you like the sound of that idea.
Well, we weren't exactly setting the world on fire working in a cheap nightclub.
Yeah, but you tried to talk her out of leaving, didn't you?
Sure I did. But all she could do was sit there and cry and said that she had to do it. She just figured that there was no way she could get out of it. Maybe she was right. Maybe it would have taken her 5 years to get somewhere. Maybe she would have never made it off if it weren't for Sky.
He must have been concerned that you might try and change Martine's mind.
Yeah, and that's probably why he sent those punks to the nightclub. But if he did do it, he might have made a mistake.
What do you mean?
Well, Martine delayed her flight. When she found out that I was hurt, she stayed with me. She visited me in the hospital every day.
Well, that's got to say something, Gavin.
I thought so, too. But as soon as I was able to hobble out of there on crutches, she got on the 747 to Europe, and I didn't see her again until she got back here to Monticello.
Okay, shh. Wait a minute. Just remember what I told you, huh? I mean, don't go barging in and punch out Sky Whitney. Don't blow this job on the basis of some rumor, because right now, that's all it is.
I wish I knew.
Wait a minute. What do you know about this girlfriend of his? Who told you?
Not much.
Don't you even know her name?
Sure I know her name. You know her, too, for that matter.
Well, tell me who.
Well, you're not going to think of her as the most reliable source in the world. Her name is Raven Swift.
All right, come on. What's this all about, Raven? Why this surprise visit?
I don't know why you're so surprised, Derek. I came here to see you.
You have broken 6 dates with me in the past 2 weeks, and now all of a sudden you show up on my front doorstep? I know you, sweetheart. You want something just like always, so why don't you tell me what it is?
All right.
I remember when I had my first baby. It was the ultimate experience of my life. The final joy was knowing my baby was healthy. I just knew by the way they handled her. They weighed her and measured her. And after they let me hold her, they put her in Pampers.
More hospitals use quilted Pampers than any other diaper. Pampers help keep babies' clothes and bedding dry. That saves on laundry. But more important to you, Pampers quilted lining helps keep wetness away from your baby's tender skin.
Our baby, our beautiful little baby.
More hospitals use quilted Pampers than any other diaper. Shouldn't you?
You think you could get this dirty sweatshirt so white that you'd mistake it for one of these new sweatshirts? Mrs. Youngs, who saw an identically soiled sweatshirt, said this.
Washing it one time, I don't think it would have that nude look.
We asked Mrs. Youngs to wash that same sweatshirt in Oxidol with built-in bleach. Now, can she pick it out from these identical new sweatshirts that have been rinsed but never worn?
Yeah, I thought I could just walk right here and feel it and look at it and pick it out, but I can't find it.
Would you like to know which one it is?
Yes, I would.
Number 3.
You're kidding. Well, I'm going to buy Oxidol because I have dirty clothes. Oxidol's going to be a big help to me.
Get Oxidol. It bleaches as it washes. And discover an Oxidol white. A white you'll want to compare to new.
Oh, Derek, sometimes I think you'll never understand me.
I think I realized that a long time ago.
Don't you realize why I behave so badly? It's because I'm afraid of being hurt.
They could drop you from a plane and you wouldn't get hurt.
Well, that's not true. I get hurt very easily. I've been married twice. How do you think that feels?
And that explains all the broken dates.
Well, that was just my subconscious.
Subconscious, that's Freud, isn't it?
Yes. And if I had an analyst, that's what he would tell me. He would say that the reason I broke all those dates with you is because I want you to hate me. And that keeps me from being close to any man.
God, Raven, that's all so heavy. I didn't realize that. I'm glad you told me, but what I think you should do is have a little talk with your subconscious, and if the two of you want to have dinner with me some night...
You're making fun of me.
Hey, I've got a subconscious, too, and I've got an ego and a libido. And all those other cute little Freudian gadgets.
But I have to ask you a question.
So the truth comes out, huh? All right, what is it?
It's a legal question.
Well, go find yourself a lawyer boyfriend. I'm a cop.
No, I know you can answer this question. It's about crime, please.
All right, what is it?
Okay. If a person injures somebody, deliberately injures somebody, say beats them up, and they do it because someone told them to.
Now, wait a minute. Somebody?
Say their employer. A man works for another man, and he's told to beat someone up, say a creditor, for instance.
You want to know if that's a crime? Of course that's a crime.
No, what I want to know is who committed the crime. The person that does the beating or the person that ordered it?
What kind of question is this?
I don't know. I'm just curious, that's all.
Raven, you're smart enough to figure this out yourself. If you hire somebody to commit a crime, of course you're equally as guilty.
Oh, really?
Was this something you were thinking of doing, hiring somebody?
Of course not. It was just an academic question.
So academic that you came all the way down here just to ask me?
I didn't come here to ask you. I came here to see you, baby.
Hello? Well, yes, Commissioner. Yes. How are things in San Francisco? Good. Yes. No, I knew you couldn't stick to it forever. I anticipated that. No, I'll take care of that on this end. That's all right. If anything comes up, I will. I understand. Okay. Thank you for calling. Good night.
Look, Derek, I know you're very busy, and I have to run, so I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye. Oh, darling, it's the most beautiful Christmas present ever.
I'm so glad you like it, because at first I wasn't too sure about it. I thought it might be almost too unique, if there is such a thing.
We even had it engraved.
Well, that gold initial's so small, there was only room for M to N.
Oh. Well, this is from M to M. Oh, you were so clever to know that I would like this.
Well, I have a confession to make, if you promise not to get mad.
Why should I?
I couldn't help eavesdropping on a conversation you had a couple weeks ago. And you were talking about a bracelet you'd seen at Bennett's. And the description seemed to fit this one.
Well, you were right. You were absolutely right. This is exactly what I wanted.
So my eavesdropping is forgiven.
Of course, honey. Why else do you think I was talking so loudly?
Well, how do you like that? And you call me Clark.
Oh, you knew I was doing that for your benefit, didn't you?
What's the difference? All's well that ends well.
Just as long as it always ends right here.
Hello?
Hello, Mike. It's Derek.
Yes, Derek. Is there any... No. No, I'm not going to say it.
No, Mike, no. There's no news about Nancy. I did get a phone call from San Francisco, though, just a few minutes ago. I thought you should know about it since you'll probably see something in the paper in the morning.
What is it?
Well, Mike, it's been 10 days now. And I'm sure you realize there's a cutoff point for any search.
They're calling it off, is that it?
Well, they're not dropping the case, Mike. They're still going to do everything they can. But I won't kid you. Yes, the official search is over.
Yeah, I understand, Derek. I really can't blame them. They've done everything possible to find her. Thanks for calling. Goodbye. Everything possible?
Hello, I'm Orville Redenbacher. What does this budget-minded family recommend for a delicious, economical snack? Chips? Pretzels?
No, Orville's gourmet popping corn.
Right. My corn pop's bigger and fluffier than regular popcorns, with hardly any unpopped kernels.
It's delicious.
And you can pop all of this for about the same price as these 2 bags of chips. That fits our budget. Serve my gourmet popping corn. It's the best, or I'm not smart. No, Orville Redenbacher.
We make cranapple better than we have to.
Here's to you, Ocean Spray.
Ocean Spray has always meant quality. Like cranapple, cranberry apple drink. We make it with sweet apples and tangy cranberries. We won't make it with artificial preservatives, flavorings, or colorings.
We make cranapple better than we have to.
And we're making it better with grape, too. Grape cranberry drink. Also from Ocean Spray.
Here's to you, Ocean Spray.
Fred thinks Lamont's fascination with Africa's ludicrous till he meets the reason on Sanford & Son tonight at 7. Tonight at 7:30 is the first of a 4-part story concerning events in the Bunker household when Archie's union goes on strike on All of the Family on Channel 48.
I'm gonna go eat now. Now, me, I don't have any problems eating. But then I'd eat anything, you know. I'll tell you, though, the food here is a lot better than it was at Monticello General, you know.
You knew someone at Monticello General, didn't you? A young woman in the Hathaway Pavilion?
I knew all the good-looking ones, Mrs. Carr. See you later.
Sharkey, you've been working in hospitals for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah.
I should think someone like you working with sick people might be able to feel some compassion.
You mean, do I feel sorry for people? Yeah, sure, I feel sorry for people. I feel sorry for you, Mrs. Carr. But I bet you feel sorry that you did such a dumb thing as forcing your way in here.
I came here because I wanted to see you, Sharkey. I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, I know. You want to make trouble for me. You want to write a story about how I helped that loony woman out of the hospital. Oh, I had you figured from the beginning, Mrs. Carr.
I didn't want to write any story. I wanted to ask you some questions about Emily Michaels. I wanted to find...
Yeah, sure. I almost forgot something.
What are you doing with that?
Mrs. Bryson wants us back.
just don't know how I feel about this, Beth.
Oh, yes, I do, Kenneth. I know you much better than you know yourself.
God knows we've done illicit things before, but we've never actually harmed anyone.
We will be harming ourselves unless we do what has to be done.
I just can't think of that possibility. I simply can't.
Is it because she is such a beautiful woman, Kenneth? Is that what bothers you? Am I going to hear that speech again about your enemy being ugliness in this world?
Mrs. Carr is a human being, damn it. Even without the moral problem, what about the practical one?
I got the bracelet for you.
Thank you very much, Sharkey. Please give it to me. That will be all, Sharkey.
What do you want with that again?
I have an idea. You might call it a practical idea.
That something really pretty can't be really strong, then it might surprise you to know that lovely Tickle antiperspirant with the big wide ball is more effective than any leading aerosol. Not even the #1 roll-on can beat it. So if you still think something beautiful can't be strong and effective, I say you're all wet. Tickle, it's beautifully effective.
With Comtrex, you may almost forget you have a cold.
I have a bad cold, but I'm here because with Comtrex, I almost don't feel like I do.
I'm sure I still have a cold, but with Comtrex, I'd swear it's gone.
You could take any of these for a cold.
Not sold at any bookstore, not sold at any price. The new catalog is free. Write Consumer Information Center, Pueblo, Colorado, 81009. Send for it today.
Don't miss the boat.
It's action, adventure,